Hello everybody. Finally. So, sorry about the delay for this. I actually had to install a whole new encoder because my Google Hangouts has come to an end. So I may keep this video up, or I may just keep it short just to see if it works, and maybe do a redo later on, because I can't actually do all the things I needed to do, because they've made it difficult. So thanks for that, YouTube. All we can basically do is use this screen here, which hopefully you can see okay. So we'll just quickly run through it here. Starting from right to left, we have Jerusalem, which is how it was written in the Arbri Paleo-Hebrew. And that word is derived from the Strong's number H3389, which means teaching of peace. And the word can be broken down in two halves. The first half of the word is this one, which comes from this word here, which is number H3384. There's the 84 again, coupled with the 33, and this means to teach. Yod, Resh, Hey. So Yara. And that's the first part of the word. And the next part of the word is this one underneath, which is the number H7999, which is Shalom, which means peace. So put those two together, it means to teach peace. Shalom being peace, Yara being to teach or to show. So the name of the city in Israel, the meaning behind it is to teach peace, which throughout history most people have fought wars and battles over it, and it all seems to be a bit hypocritical, really, doesn't it? Anyway, sorry this is not how I wanted it to go, but like I say, I'm still trying to figure out how to work this silly new obstacle that YouTube has put in my way, until I come up with something better over the weekend. Hopefully I'll be able to put something else together. So until that happens, this is just an experimental run. So with that being said, thanks for your patience, and mine is nearly gone, and probably most of yours is as well. So we'll see if we get any views on this. And like I said, I may take it down if I can figure out how to do what I needed to do. What I actually wanted to do was to share screens, but that is not actually happening at the moment. So I'm going to try this way. Hopefully I'll be able to see if I can figure this out. It's a bit different, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Sorry about the glare. So that was the breakdown. Now what I need to do is go to this, but if I do that I may lose the picture, so I don't need that one anymore, so I can close that. We're going to go to a picture of that. There we go. I know it's not perfect, but we will not be defeated, YouTube, if you're watching, and all your silly little minions. So, Jerusalem. Hopefully you can see that. Can't really get it any bigger than that. That's about all we've got. You can see the old city. That's a map of the old city. I'll take it back a bit because that's better. Right. Okie dokie. Ancient Jerusalem from about 63 AD. So we have here the city of David, the upper city, the Temple Mount, Herod's temple, the new city, the Essene quarter, the lower city. So I'll just read this bit for you. By 34 BC, under King Herod's rule, ancient Jerusalem went through major redevelopment, crowned with the rebuilding of the Second Temple and a bigger Temple Mount in 66 AD. Funny that. The Great Jewish Revolt challenged Roman rule over Jerusalem, resulting in the destruction of the temple and the fall of Jerusalem by 70 AD. So 70, as we know, sevens means completion, so 70 is like a magnification of 7. So whatever was supposed to happen with the Second Temple was completed by 70 AD, is the way I read that. Basically, it's destruction of the physical temple. This one here, Herod's temple. Herod, the one who had done all the unrighteous stuff earlier on when Hamashiach was around, repeating what Pharaoh had done to the newly born infants. So there's that page. So this is old Jerusalem. Now we're going to have a look at the take of the new Salem, but not Salem that you probably think it is. This one is Salem in Massachusetts. So I did a search up here, you can see Salem. Now we'll just click onto that one. Welcome to Salem, Massachusetts. Look at the little picture here, look. Salem, still making history. So remember, Salem or shalom should be peace, but how can you have peace with a witch's hat? Talk about hypocrisy. So if we scroll down, it gets even better. Make your own magic. And we all know that you don't have magic with shalom. It's like two opposing extremes, but not in Salem, Massachusetts, the home of the Baphomet Museum that Richie's been to and done videos on. And here we have all the usual things that we expect to see when we have a witch's hat in the picture. We've got this one. I'm not going to say what it is. We've got this one for the Halloween enthusiast. Also beer and wine. That probably goes with it. Modern witch. Just seen that one. I'm not going to click on these because I don't want to. If you want to, you can do the search for this, www.salem.org, but I don't advise it. So let's go back to this one, Salem. So those of you who know your history, when the Pilgrim Fathers left England, to find sanctuary, if you like, away from the religious persecution that they were under. Well, in Holland, they left Holland, went back to England, and then sailed off from England. But originally they'd fled from England to Holland. So basically all of Europe was kind of pretty restricted to people who believed that they were walking a righteous path. But obviously you can't walk a righteous path or sail a righteous ship and land in a place like that, do what you do to the natives, inhabitants, and then eventually get messed up in a whole load of this sort of stuff. Salem Witch House, Salem Witch Trials, Shalom, Salem still making history. Witches getting dunked. Unbelievable. There's Salem, the TV program. Salem Witch, another TV program. So, how Hashatan can retake over his version of Shalom is visible in all of this stuff. And I suppose most people just, for something to do, what should we do for the weekend? Oh, I know, well, should we drive down to Salem or fly down there on a broomstick? And probably totally oblivious to what Salem originally meant. So that's enough of that, because that's just works on the wrong part of my ruach. So I'm turning that off, and I'm turning that off. We've seen that one. And now we're just going to have a little look at this. So what I wanted to do was go into the first mention of Shalom, Salem in the word. And the first time it's mentioned is in Genesis 14, verse 18. And it reads, "And Melchizedek, sovereign of Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now he was the Cohen of the Most High El." So that is the first mention of Salem. So if we click on that, I'll go forward to that, which is what we had up here. First of all, you can see Salem, peace, the place of which Melchizedek was the king, or Malak. Most Jewish, notably, commentators affirm that it is the same as Jerusalem. Notice they don't say Hebrew or Abri, it's Jewish. And there's a big description of what Salem means. It can mean completed, finished, cherishing peace and friendship, sound and safe, and if we go back a page and we click on that, we can see the actual Hebrew spelling of it all. Well, hopefully you can. Just checking my camera. That's a bit better. So, yeah, so here we have Salem, or Shalem, number H804, which was the original first mention of it. Then it's mentioned again in Psalm 76, verse 2. I'll click on that. Shalem. In Shalem also is his tabernacle and his dwelling place in Zion. So that's the second mention of Salem. Remember, it's just Salem at the moment. It's just peace. And it's mentioned again here. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, Cohen of the Most High, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him. That's just after Abraham had gone up to Dan to rescue Lot, I believe. And next it's mentioned in Hebrews 7:1. That was the one we just read. Hebrews 7:2, still Salem. If I go back, hopefully it's going the right direction. And then we get to Jerusalem. So the first mention of Jerusalem as we know the word Jerusalem is this Joshua, I believe that is, or Yeshua, as most people who get the word wrong or the name wrong. Joshua is Yahushua, not the other one. So Jerusalem, the word that we're familiar with, is this one. Teaching of peace, as we said at the beginning. Also the chief city of Palestine, capital of the United Kingdom and nation of Yehuda after the split. Interestingly, it's also the place where supposedly Abraham was to actually take Isaac, Yitzhak, to offer him up as a sacrifice, if you didn't know that. Obviously, before it was the town of Salem or Salem. So this hasn't been exactly how I wanted to present it, but we're doing a kind of a test run to see if this actually works okay, and hopefully it will. And that's about all I've got for everybody. So thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. All praise to the Most High. Thanks very much. Shalom.